our third question is, what's the best advice you can give to a business student or early career executive about achieving success? Because we talk about, if you want to be successful, you need to be more than a manager. You have to be a leader. So where does that come in, and how would you talk to your younger self or to someone that you know?
And to all of my graduate students, I talked to them about the notion of the relationship, the leader team member relationship, and that is where you get the biggest bang from your buck. It doesn't come from ego. And that's the biggest problem that we have, I think, in our organizations today, is that we see the ego continue to perpetuate. We see the ego continuing to be rewarded. In our organizations, we are still rewarding for performance, not behavior. And there was a fascinating study, and it grew legs and walked off. I can't find my original copy, but it was from 1989 from Dr. Fred Luthans, who said that most as successful, as he defined them, so for those listening, I just used air quotes around successful, but our successful leaders are promoted based on the notion that they have made somebody else look good. And that was either through securing a large contract, bringing in a large amount of money, whatever that looked like, was not necessarily always in the best interest of the team members or the people who make up the organization. So I always tell leaders, aspiring leaders in business, make sure that there's no trail of dead bodies behind you as you ascend into leadership roles. It is not about stepping on people. It is about lifting them up to make the organization a much better place. I've had my own very fascinating self-discovery, if you will, over the 2.5 years that I have been in business for myself. And I taught the innovation course. I was the lead faculty at the graduate school where I was at. And the MBA students were required to take a course on innovation. And part of that course was this idea of getting our business leaders to understand that innovation, creativity only comes when the mind is completely free of stress, the mind and the body, because it's an interconnected thing, right? The mind and the body have to be completely free of stress in order to be creative and innovative. And we're not free of stress when we have leaders that are micromanaging us, when we have leaders that are promoting toxic behavior, when we have leaders that are chastising everything that we do. And I thought I was in a position that I really was free from stress. I had executive level positions that I held and really believed that I was free from all of that. And it wasn't until 2 years into being in my own business as an business owner, that I really discovered that, wow, I am far more innovative and creative now being out there on my own than I ever was, even at the executive level, functioning at that level. So business leaders, again, in air quotes, leaders, you got to have the influence, you got to have the relationship. So when I say leaders, that's who I'm referring to, but leave the ego behind. It is really about lifting up the employees of your organization so that the organization can be successful, not necessarily you. You will be successful if you're doing the right thing.